Let me teach you the easiest, most basic, yet most effective manifestation technique, which is working on this self-concept. The more and more I see all of these manifestation techniques out there on the internet, the less and less I start to believe in them. Because as I talked about in my previous videos last week about detachment, the more you try, the less you actually get results. The more you script and the more you do all of these things, for a lot of people, not for everyone, it really depends on your frequency and feelings, but for a lot of people, it is just creating a lot of desperation and neediness and, scripting and trying all of these different techniques because they want the desire to come in so badly, but they forget to work on the most important part of manifestation, which is how are you viewing yourself, right? And that is the self-concept. So let me teach you what manifesting from the self-concept is about. My name is Davy. In my free time I love to study things about self-development, psychology. I'm also a personal life coach, and I've designed and crafted my very own manifestation course, which is specifically designed to identity shift into the highest version of you. Now let me get into the self-concept. The first thing you do is you create a vision of yourself, a vision you want to work towards. Let's call it the highest self, right? So this highest self is this version of you that lives in a different timeline and has all of their desires. So let's think about that version of you a little bit, right? Let's think about the future version that has all of their desires. What do they look like? What are their values? What are their habits? What is their way of living? What is their confidence level like? How do they believe in themselves? How do they walk around? What kind of clothing style do they have? This is that vision of you. This vision of you with that amount of money, living with the love of their life, maybe living in a specific country or whatever your vision is, your end goal, right? What do you want your life to look like? The next thing to do, all you have to do to manifest that reality is hold on to that vision. Hold on to that vision. And whatever happens, whatever results you're getting into your life, there is a vision of you out there that you are working towards, that you are going to be. You have to imagine that once you created that vision, it is your responsibility and your responsibility only to hold on to that vision. No one else is going to believe in that vision. Other people around you, you might tell them about this vision, but they might not believe you. You don't need other people's belief in your vision to get to where you want to be. And other people are only going to believe about you what they've already seen of you, which is your past, which is not the vision where you want to go. So you have to imagine that once you created this vision of yourself and where you want to go, you shouldn't expect anyone to believe in that vision. You shouldn't expect anyone to necessarily support that vision. Even maybe your family, maybe they try to some extent, or other people in your life that do see your potential, but they don't believe in that vision. And even if they do, it is not their responsibility to hold on to that vision. It is yours and yours only. Your potential is your responsibility. No one else truly cares, or no one else is going to fight for that vision like you can. If you let go of that vision, then that is it. It's not gonna happen for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like all of these million manifestation techniques, we forget and we do not take the responsibility that we are the ones that need to hold on to that vision. Now, how do we hold on to that vision? So we've created this vision of our highest self and the person that has the desires and we want to work towards. Now, the next thing to do is to start to live according to that vision. See this as a big sister or a big brother or someone you look up to, someone you admire, right? Your highest self, this idol that you created, that you look up to. Now, what would that idol tell you? What values would they live by? What would be their daily habits? What would be their daily schedule? But especially focus on the values. With everything you do, ask yourself, would they do that? Would my highest self agree with this decision? Would my highest self agree with what I'm doing right now? Giving into pleasure, or slacking on something else, or gossiping or being mean, whatever it is. Does my behavior right now align with the values of my vision? Now that is how you start to call in that self-concept into current reality, right? That is it. You create a vision of your highest self that you're working towards. You understand that it is your responsibility only to hold on to that vision. Keep that vision alive in you. Like, that is going to be your life. No one has to agree with it. No one has to believe in it. It is my vision. And then with every single thing you do, you ask yourself, does this align with this vision of myself? Does this align with my highest self? And this highest self vision is someone you look up to. It's like, wow, you know, they have their life together. They, whatever vision they have in whatever environment or whatever wealth and prosperity level they have reached, or whatever family circumstances and love life they have created for themselves, right? This idol, this goddess, this amazing, or god, or person, it's this vision, but it is not you yet. You know that, and that is okay. But what you can do is, in the present moment, with everything you do, ask yourself, what would the highest version of me do? Now, another thing that is important here is that you don't focus on your current results. When you've created this vision of this highest self in you, your current results are, your current life is not in alignment with that version yet, right? But you simply ignore it by holding on to the vision, by holding on to the potential, by holding on what you know your life could be, what you know you could be. You're not there yet. The physical evidence and the current reality is not reflecting it back to you. But you know that all it requires to get to that highest version of you is holding on to that vision, right? And tell this to yourself all the time whenever you feel disappointed or whenever you feel despair. I'm holding on to the vision. Every successful person, all they did, literally all they did, is that they created a belief about themselves, about their potential and what they could be, and they just stuck to it. They just hold on to this. And another thing I want to add here, which is really important, is one foot at a time. Right? One foot at a time. Look down and just take the steps, do the work. Take the steps, take the small little action steps, because it is a bit contradicting where on the one hand we want to hold on to our vision, but on the other hand, holding on to that vision too much, where we only live from the future, is too overwhelming as well. It's, how am I ever going to get there? That highest version of me, it seems so far for me. How will I get there? And at that point, I want you to just realize it just takes one step at a time. Just with everything you do, ask yourself, what would my highest self do? Is this in agreement with my highest self? What is one action step that I can take towards my goals and dreams, right? One step at a time. Look down and just focus right now in the present moment on the little action steps that you can take that are in alignment with your future self. Whether it is going to the gym, whether it is doing that one specific work task that is, you know, working a tiny bit towards your goals and dreams, whether it is just doing a little bit of research of how you're going to start your business or get there, whether it is doing a course. You take one step at a time to work towards your goals and dreams, to work towards that highest future self of yours. And all you have to do for that is ask, with everything you do, with the schedule that you create for your day, with the routine that you have, is this in alignment with my highest self? Would my highest self agree? It's not necessarily exact life my highest self is living, because they are whatever free, or they don't have to do the work anymore, whatever you're working towards. You could still see them as an older brother or older sister and think, okay, would they agree with what I do right now? Would they cheer me on with what I'm doing right now? Or would it be like, come on, you know, let's go. If you want to get to me, then you have to do X, Y, Z. Literally see it like that. See it like your idol that is cheering you on and telling you with everything you do, like, okay, yeah, that's what I would do. Go on, you know, that's working towards me. Or is it like, no, that doesn't agree with my values, right? You know, maybe it is excessive consumption of food or alcohol or other things. Like, does that align with your high self? Does it align with the vision that you have of yourself? Those are questions that you need to start to ask yourself. The friends that you have in your life, the people that you have in your life, the things that you do on a daily basis, how much movement you get. Does this align with my vision? As I said already, like, no, you have that vision of you. No one else is going to believe in it, right? Or not as much as you are, at least. And even if they do, that doesn't matter. Even if they believe in it more than you do, if you don't believe in that vision, it's never going to happen anyway. So the most important thing is that you believe in that vision. But you can test yourself when you try to speak about your vision a little bit to other people. How does that make you feel? And this is not about trying to convince them of your vision. This is about, are you actually confident you will? When you speak about the vision that you have of yourself, do you feel like, oh, like I actually don't really believe in it? Actually, that's when you can feel the lack of confidence arise in you. And that is okay, even if we have that a little bit. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but it is a good reflection of, okay, do we actually believe in ourselves? Don't even know exactly yet how I'm going to get there. I'm just taking one step at a time and I'm doing that work. But all I know is that if I live my life holding on to that vision, it will become my reality. There's just no other way. That is literally how life works. If we create a vision for ourselves and we hold on to it, despite what anyone says, despite what anyone thinks, just putting in the work, putting in one step at a time, we will get there, right? And I saw this in a video of Iman Gadzhi recently. He said, when people ask me whether he's a multimillionaire, he became rich really, really young. When people ask me, am I surprised where I got? My answer is always, no, I'm not, because I always had this vision of me. And I found that so powerful, which is like, you have already always known you could be that. And that is all it takes to be successful. It is literally just believing in your own potential. Even if you don't know how exactly it is going to happen, you just take one step at a time, put in the work, right? Look down and put in the work and hold on to that vision. Now, I want to help you personally as well with doing this identity shift. I've created this very comprehensive 5-week self-development course where I'm guiding you day by day on doing the right journaling, doing the right practices, focusing on the right things in self-development to get to your highest self. So in this 5-week program, in the first week, we are designing what our highest self would look like. And through each step and each day in this program, we are working towards this highest version of ourselves, that at the end of the 5 weeks, we have been able to make this identity shift into our highest self. And this involves releasing past trauma, releasing things about the ego, studying the self-concept, studying how you are currently viewing yourself, but also learning specific manifestation and visualization techniques. And this course is really, really meant to change your life, change who you are. And you can use this knowledge forever, right? To become whoever you want to be. Even if that changes throughout your life, you will learn through the course how to actually practice manifestation, how to practice making these identity shifts into new versions of you. And if you want to know more about that, link is in the description, so definitely come check it out. People so far have been loving the course. I'll show some reviews over here, which I'm super appreciative of. This was my aim. I want to change your life. I want to help you become the highest version of you. And that's what I'm doing in the course. So check it out if you feel called to. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Leave me a like if anything was useful. Subscribe to my channel and come check me out on Instagram as well, which is daily_citram. And I would love to see you in my next video. Sending you my love.